Hey everybody, it's Jenny, and I am here with you today to share how I planned this week in my mini happy planner. And to say that I am abnormally excited would be a vast understatement because this week in my mini, I am stamping all the things. Yep, and you even saw me pull out the box of stamping inks. It's getting crazy in here, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to pull the week out of my mini happy planner so that I have the firmest, flattest surface possible. And you are going to recognize the stamps if you've been around here for a while because I'm using a similar layout and the same stamp set that I used back in like January or February or something. So I'm going to start on Monday by stamping this bigger block. Now remember, a high quality ink, firm, even pressure, and no rocking. Now, you still may drop the stamp block. You still may smudge the ink. But if you're using a high quality stamp, a good ink, and you rock firmly with, or you do not rock and use firm pressure, you'll be okay. So now that I have that block there, I'm going to also use a teeny tiny little star to create a couple of little bullet points, and I'm going to put two different activities in this one box. That's because I want to use the right hand side for decorative stamping. So I need to get both of my activities in that one box, which is no problem because I chose a box that was inordinately large for one activity, so it fits two activities just fine. Now I'm going to do all of the functional stamping first. So you're going to see me put down all my activities and appointments before I do any of the functional. Now I've put this cute little arrow box, and that is from the Banners and More stamp set from Sweet Stamp Shop, and I'm really loving this stamp set. I love the thin lines, and it's really versatile and incredibly functional. I'm here to tell you that if you buy one $15 stamp set, you can do all the things with it, or almost all the things with it, and you never have to worry about running out. Now the round is a nice contrast to the hard lines from those rectangles that I've used above. And I do really like this one, because of that reason, that it gives a softer approach. And for my baseball games and baseball practices and all of those things, it's nice to have the round because it sort of mimics the ball. So there's a win-win there. Now I've stamped the little baseball in there. This is an old retired set from Sweet Stamp Shop, so I apologize you can't get this one anymore, though you might be able to find it on like a buy-sell trade group on Facebook or something like that. Now I'm going to again leave open areas for the decorative stamping, and I want to just make sure that there's plenty of room so I can add all of the fun. And I haven't actually started even thinking about a color palette yet, which is kind of crazy. But I know that it will be great once I get there. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I could have totally done like a black and gray and silver, and that would have been so pretty. Anyway, something different for another day. Remind me when New Year's Eve comes up, okay? Now I have moved on to the second half of the week, the weekend basically. And for Friday, I'm just adding a couple of bullet points again because sometimes I use all of these other blocks and boxes and all of these different shapes, and sometimes it's just really nice to have just the bullet points. It cuts down on the visual room and on all of the different things that are going on. So sometimes I like to keep it simple. Now right there on Saturday, I've used the same technique. I'm going to use that big block or box, which is one of my favorites definitely, and then also just use the couple of little bullet points inside. It really does the job well. It helps define the space for the activities, but I can also fit a couple in one and not have it be overwhelming or anything like that. So now, as you can see, I have finished with Friday and Saturday. So I have just one more thing for Sunday, and I'm going to have that round one fall down below into the notes section just because it can kind of become part of the cluster that I will put down at the bottom. And so having it dip down like that just sort of ties all of the things together. So now you can see I have all of my functional planning finished. So I've got all my activities, I've got all of my things there, and so this will definitely help me keep track during the week. But now I'm going to pretty it up just because I can, and I enjoy stamping, so why not? Now this is again an old stamp set from Sweet Stamp, or not Sweet Stamp Shop, I'm sorry, from Scraptastic Club. You won't be able to purchase this one again, and I'm very sorry about that. But again, maybe on a buy-sell trade board or something like that on Facebook, you might be able to get somebody to give this glorious set up. So now I'm going to be using this turquoise VersaColor, and then I'm also going to be using this orange VersaColor, and those are going to be the primary colors for this week. And I love this combination. It's kind of unusual because, I don't know, orange is just not something I would ordinarily reach for. But I love how it kind of gives it a fun fall-ish color palette without being overwhelmingly so. Now, if you can see those leaves right there, you might be slightly confused because it's hard to tell what color that is, at least for me, but it's gold. Yep, gold ink. It's a Brilliance Ink Pad. It's pigment ink, and it's beautiful and easy to use, just like any other pigment ink pad. So I don't use it anywhere near enough. I really should probably remember to use it more. I just do love it so much. Now I'm going to stick with the primary palette of the turquoise and the orange and the gold, but you'll see in a little bit right here where I'm using some pops of gray as well. Now this was one of the colors I hadn't anticipated beforehand. This was something that sort of came up last minute. I was looking at those inks and I was like, oh, I need another color, so let's go with this gray. In truth be told, I love, love, love the combo. So right there you have all of 4 of the colors together, and I think they look fantastic. I'm super excited about the gold leaves. So the gold sort of mimics the greenery, or a place that you would maybe use green instead of the gold that I used, but I just love it, and it definitely lends itself to more of that fall feel without being overwhelmingly fall, because let's face it, I'm in Southern California. It's going to be 70 and 80 degrees until November, so there's no reason for me to jump the gun into the autumnal colors, which, sorry about my little alarm there, which I will get to use in November. So I'll hit the fall heavy in November. You'll be sort of sick of it by then, and you'll all be thinking about Christmas when I'm still reveling in the leaves falling and changing colors. So now I'm moving on to the second half of the week, and I'm going to not only repeat some of the flowers that you've seen on the other side, but also I will pull in a couple of new ones. And I'm going to just ink half of that stamp because I'm not going to have it go all the way. I am going to have it go all the way to the top of the page. So there's no point in putting ink on the whole thing because I know that I won't be able to stamp it all. So now I'm just continuing to combine that with the So Fun Gray. Oh my gosh, I just love that, which I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, it's gray. Who just loves it that much? I really do love it that much. And adding that gold greenery, it just really speaks to me. I'm very excited about this. You may even actually see it again. I mean, crazy, I know. So now I'm going to move the stamping over to the far right hand side, and I love that when you create all of this sort of movement for your eye throughout the page, your eye wants to move from the top to the bottom with all of these different stamps and designs all together throughout the page. Now on this, I'm going to now start at the very bottom, and this will be the last sort of cluster that I'm creating. So I will ink this blue one up, and then there's a couple more pieces, and then that's it for me. Thanks so much, guys, for stopping by and watching my video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or comments, leave it in the box below, and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.